In order for you to change a habit, you have to weaken its connections in your brain. Every time that you learn something, do something, or imagine something, those little fibers called dendrites that grow out of your neurons, they grow and they get larger and they connect to other brain cells so that they can send signals back and forth to each other. When you first started to learn how to ride a bike, you didn't have any neurons developed to do that. So at first it was very hard. But as you practiced, you began to develop neural networks, little clusters of neurons. And the better you got, the stronger these clusters got. The faster these neuron networks fire signals to each other, the better and better that you get. Somebody who's a pro golfer is going to have very strong and fast neural networks that are connected to playing golf. He's going to have his neural networks are going to be a lot stronger, a lot more powerful than just an amateur. And every time you learn, every time you get better and better at something, these neural clusters, they get bigger and stronger. So you have to learn you have to know how the brain works, how your brain works. You have to. There's no reason why you should go around in life using a brain and not even know how it operates and how it works. Your brain is made out of 100 billion brain cells. 100 billion. Each one of those brain cells can make up to 100,000 connections. Yes, that means your brain too. In order for you to take advantage of learning of your brain, you have to know how it works. You have to know the process it takes, how it processes information. Every single thought, belief, action, skill, emotion that you have are dendrites. In order for you to understand something, you'll be able to grasp the logic of anything as long as you make the necessary dendrite connections. Like I said before, your central nervous system will make a supercomputer look like a fucking toy, man. You, as a human being on this planet, you are the most advanced form of technology that exists. I mean, just learning about the connections of your brain with your body will blow your fucking mind. And we don't even understand it completely yet. And we're already fucking mind blown by how our bodies function. I mean, if you really pay attention, man, you'll be fucking mind blown all day, every day. All day, every day. You shouldn't be bored, man. I mean, there's so much fucking information on here that you need to know about yourself. The better you are at something, the more dendrite connections you're going to have. The more neuron clusters you're going to have in that field, in that subject, in that skill, whatever it is. So if you're a negative person, you have massive amounts of negative dendrite connections, all connected to each other. And every time your brain fires, most likely it's going to travel through those neuron connections, those dendrite connections that you use the most. Every time you have a thought, you fire your neurons. They're firing signals to each other. The stronger the signals, the more you think that thought. The more you think that thought, the stronger those signals are going to be. And if you start trying to be a positive person and change from negativity to positivity, it's going to take some work. And you form dendrite connections by imagining something. I already said this. Imagining something, experiencing something, or doing something. Those are 3 ways for you to form dendrite connections. By just imagine a scenario or a situation. Just imagining it will build dendrite connections. Remember, your brain can't tell the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So you just sitting there and imagining something, you're firing off those neurons and building dendrites just by imagining it. And your brain will take it in as if it was actually happening to you. That's how you shape and mold your reality. You will literally shape your brain. Every experience that you have, every skill that you learn, every emotion that you put off, you're building dendrite connections. And the more you think about something, the more dendrite connections you're gonna have, the faster those signals are gonna be sent back and forth to each other. After a while, you don't have to even think about it to do it. You just automatically do it because those dendrite connections. The better you are at something, the more dendrite connections you're going to have. Whenever you learn something, your brain changes. It literally changes. There's a biological change to every single thing that you learn. Your brain will shape and mold itself according to its experiences. Man, we are literally self-programming computers. We are self-programming computers. We're programming ourselves. We are living, breathing, conscious, self-programming computers. You are the most advanced technology that exists on this planet. And if you don't think that you're a piece of technology, you have a lot to learn. A lot of things that we have and that we use, we got them because we replicated nature. Because we mimicked nature. A lot of the airplanes that the military has, they mimicked the Falcon. They mimicked all kinds of birds, all kinds of shit from nature, man. A lot of plants that we have, like nuclear plants and stuff like that, is because we mimic nature. Our brains are able to process billions and billions of bits of information in 1 second. But it filters a lot of that information out. A lot of it. The majority of that information, it filters it out. Your brain does. Your mind does. Because of your neuron clusters that you have. The more neuron clusters you have, see, that's how you program your reticular activating system. Remember what your reticular activating system is? It'll point out to you out of the world the things that you think about the most, or the things that concern you the most. And this is why, because of your neuron dendrites. If you're constantly scared, then your mind is going to point out everything to be scared of. Same thing with all the other emotions.